For more than 100 missions, Bob Stuckey was part of the same Marine Corps crew. They flew together over Vietnam in the middle of the night, quite literally turning the darkness into light for troops on the ground. It was a critical and dangerous job, and one that Stuckey is proud to have done for his country.
To make a long story short, it was an experience.
But Bob Stuckey's story is anything but short. At 18 years old, his father suggested that Stuckey join the Navy, which could eventually lead to a college education.
You want me to go in the military? I want to go in the Marine Corps. And he laughed. I weighed 128 pounds, soaking wet.
So the Marine Corps it was.
We went to the recruiter, signed all the papers, and that same day, by 7 o'clock that night, my father passed away.
As hard as it was, Stuckey continued on with his commitment to the military. While he entered under guaranteed aviation, the Marine Corps had other plans once he was in Vietnam.
I said, hey, what's this place like, Chu Lai? He said, it's like a vacation spot. Oh, great, I'm thinking. We got mortared that night.
As an air combat crew member, Stuckey was part of a team that dropped flares to give light to troops fighting on the ground.
We lit it up like daylight.
He flew more than 100 missions in combat, never knowing where they were going until the plane was in the air.
There was a 77-day period where the troops in Quezon, they got hit for 77 straight days. And we were up there just about every night, dropping flares for those guys up there.
The crew also relayed messages when communication lines were cut.
I mean, that was a good feeling. When you could actually see that you did something good for those guys on the ground. God only knows how many lives we were able to save because of that.
After nearly 2 years in Vietnam, Stuckey returned stateside and was given inspector-instructor duty, training others to possibly deploy.
You had to make them take you serious. And sometimes it took a lot, you know, and you had to bring up something maybe that happened in Vietnam, you know. What if your reserve unit got called up and got sent over there? You got to be prepared.
Stuckey says he would have loved to spend a career in the Marine Corps, but a duty to his family brought him home after more than 5 years.
I grew a lot, not just in age, but in knowledge and in respect.
Stuckey said after the Marines, he had to keep busy, so he was very involved in connecting with other veterans in his community. For those of you who drive over the I-470 Vietnam Veterans Memorial Bridge, Stuckey was instrumental in making sure it was named after his brothers in the service.